The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for the Diagnostic Trading Hour with your host, Darrell Martin.
I'm here, man. I don't know why you shut it off. All right, this is Darrell Martin with you. I don't know what's going on with the operator. We're all good to go. All right, so it's a calm, quiet day out there. And anyway, so looking at everything and seeing where it's all sitting on at, that throws you off. Let's check it out and pull it all up. Okay, so we got the market right now. We got the S&P. It is up a mere 4 points. We got the NASDAQ up 0.5 right now. Looking at the Russell, it's up 0.3. And looking over at the Dow, it's up 54. We got gold is up a mere 50 cents. Silver is up, let's see, right now we got silver up, 0.148, so, or down 0.148 right now. We got copper up 0.01. We got oil down 48 cents, a big move there. Corn is actually deciding to make a little bit of a move today. It's up 10 points right now on the day. And we got soybeans is up 5.5. Euro dollar up only 17 pips. Pound dollar down 15. Aussie dollar up 30, Euro yen up 49, pound yen up 28, US yen up 28 as well, and or 26. And then US Canadian up 22 with the US franc down 17. Oh, I'm sorry, US Canadian down 22. So really just not a whole lot of movement going on. It's very, very quiet out there, almost choppy. And so you got to be real careful in how you trade. You need to be taking really small trades today. And you're trying to figure out how to put all these pieces together. And so, one of the things I'd like to do is just sort of pull this up, look at it. This is a day where there's a lot of different strategies you can take advantage of on Nadex. But, we've got decent moves. They've just been, tight. So how do we take how do we take advantage of these moves? And how do you take advantage of them with Nadex whenever you get, a day like this that's just really, really quiet? So let's go on over here and let's check out the S&P. And I'll pull that on up for you, and let's see here, put all that information on the chart. What that'll allow us to do is just sort of see a day in, relation to, the deviations themselves. And you can see we got, a few points down, we got a few points up, but, no major movement. But from top to bottom, that's a decent-sized move. And, so you're like, okay, well, I don't see a whole lot happening there. What if I go over and look at something else? Maybe I'll look at the Russell. See if I'm getting some more movement on that. And you notice, really, it's not a whole lot more happening on the Russell. And you can break it on down. Now, most of the indices probably rolled over here. So what we'll do is we'll go over and let's check out the current indices right there. But we're really not going to see much of a difference, even with the rollover on your indices there. And this is actually sort of a good lesson for you. Let's say if you use something like, Ninja Script or Ninja Trader, and you need to roll over your indexes. What you'll do is you'll go to Tools. You'll go to Instrument Manager. And how do you know it's time to do this? Well, if you're trading Nadex, I actually went through this lesson last week. I think it's one of those important things if you're getting into futures, or even if you're trading just Nadex, you're not even trading futures, but you're wanting to know about what this thing called rollover is. Well, futures is basically it's a contract for something at a future, date and time at a current set price. And so when you trade on Nadex, then you're actually going in and you're trading a certain contract month. And what will happen is when you log into your Nadex account, you're going to see a pop-up message right here, okay? So you'll see this pop-up message, and it'll actually tell you when and what is rolling over. So it'll say, hey, your indice future symbols are rolling over, and we're currently rolling over small cap, U.S. Tech, Wall Street 30, and they're all going to be based on the June 2013 futures as of today. So that lets you know, hey, I need to be moving over to the next month's contract. And so what you do is you go in here and you can pull up and you can go, okay, well, I'm going to put in, the Russell symbol. So the, Russell right there. And then I'll go down here and I'll add that in. And I'll just update all of them. So I already got, S&P in there. So I'll go and I'll pull up the NASDAQ, add that one on. I'll go in here and I'll also add in the Dow. And so by doing this, now I'm getting all my major indices in, and then I'll drop out the old ones because I don't really need them anymore, so it's just going to be a symbol I don't even need on there. So I'll drop that out. And let's see here. We get rid of the old one there. And we'll hop on up to the NASDAQ. We'll get rid of that. And we'll go up here. And we'll get rid of the one from March as well on the S&P. And that helps keep me straight. It makes sure I'm looking at the right contract, at the right contract month. That's only going to happen, by the way, on Nadex once a week at most. Okay, because they have week-long contracts on the binaries, and they can't very well roll things over in the middle of the week. So since they can't roll them over in the middle of the week, why can't they? Well, because you're saying something's going to be, like I say, a binary. It's going to be greater than this price on this date at this time. Well, if they switch the contract week for you, or the contract month midweek, I mean, that totally changes the result. So they can't do that. So they have to change it at the beginning of the week on basically Sunday. So since you know that, when you log in, when you see that message, don't just close it and ignore it. Okay? When you see that message, take a minute, stop, and make sure that all of your charts are lined up. So if you need to update like your instrument manager in Ninja, or if you're using one of the other platforms, just make sure you're looking at the right contract month, and that's the one that you're paying attention to. Now, when you're inside of Nadex, you'll also notice this. So if I go to, like, say, the bull spreads right here, I'm on the S&P 500, and I look at any contract, notice how it'll say June right there for me. So it puts it right in front of me. And also, if you're inside the spread scanner that we have, or we're looking at the deviation levels, then you'll notice right away we actually tell you inside here, it says actually S&P, it says ES0613 for like the Ninja format, or ESM3 for, say, a TOS format, or, a platform that maybe uses the letter symbols. And so we actually tell you what the current contract month is in Nadex. And then if you go down here, then you can see that we list, both formats, front and back month, on all the different markets as well, on just the futures. And then, of course, you have the spot forex. But we also have the futures forex even listed down here for you. So with all that broken down for each market. Okay? So just make sure you are looking at the right month, because that's sort of like looking at the wrong symbol. Because sometimes they're very similar, sometimes they can actually vary. But right now we got the S&P moving on up towards a half deviation mark. So it's trying to hit that. Now, what's the rule when it hits the half deviation mark? Once it hits it, right? Once it breaks it, once it closes above it, even if it's by just a tick, then you know that you need to tighten your stop. So what I like to do is I'll go in, and I'll go over, and, there's different platforms have different, tools that you can use. But I'll add in just a basic price alert right there. So I just hit new price alert, hit OK. And then I'll probably want to set the price at where I want it to be. So we'll go in and just say that number right there is, 15, 50.5, whatever, and hit OK. And once I do that, now I can actually drag and drop this. And I think this, most major platforms have some sort of price alert feature. But I'll put that on there. And, I may put it below it, above it, whatever I want to do, how much notice I want. Since this is more of a trailing stop type notice, I'll put it right at the level. And so that way I know when it hits it to pay attention. And that's just very helpful. And you can actually add these for each level. So every time a level's hit, you can put it on there. And then you can add another one for if it goes back and it hits your, your trailing stop price. So now if you're in the position, of course, you could set a trailing stop. Now, if you're trading on Nadex, you only can have limit orders. You can't have stop orders. And I was talking to somebody the other day about this, and they're like, well, what do I do if I can't have, stop orders? How do I have a ticket open and ready? And so the example I gave them was what you can do is you can do a tear-off ticket. It's right here, a tear-off ticket. And then you can have that ready. So I can go, I want to buy or I want to sell. Let's say if I'm getting out of the position. And if I had one in there, going to put the price in, I could say, you know what, well, get out, whatever, 15.30, whatever. If it can fill me at a higher price, it'll fill me at the best market price, by the way, when I hit that button. No matter where I have it quoted at, as long as there's quantity available, it'll fill me at the best market price listed. So now be careful. I mean, if there's not quantity, you don't want to be submitting an order for quantity that doesn't exist. Otherwise, they'll fill you at a bad price because they'll make a market for you. But if, there's quantity available, like there's 50 contracts, then yeah, I could go in and put one in for 1 or 5 or 10 or 20, or there may be 300 contracts depending upon what you're trading. And I'll probably want to put it at the worst price I'd want to get filled at, maybe minus a little bit, what you could call slippage. And you don't really get slippage on Nadex because it is a limit order, okay? But so I got to say, where do I not want to have slippage past this point? And so if, let's say that was 15.45 for me or whatever, I could have that order just sitting up there. I could have it out a window somewhere else. And if it comes back and my alert gets triggered and it's like, hey, stop, get out, then I just hit place order. Boom, I'm out of the trade. And so use that tear-off ticket. It is very, very helpful for getting in and getting out of trades. And sort of using that as a way to, manually do a stop limit order for yourself. And just having that ready. And, you can always update it to market price, by the way, just by clicking. For a sell, you click on the left side, so the bid price. Or for a buy, you click on the right, ask offer side. So if I have a sell, I can just click this and hit place order the second I'm ready to go. Or if I'm buying, I could then flip around and I could, click the right side and it automatically update the live price for me and hit place order. And it automatically placed my order for me. So those are just a couple things that are really helpful. But by having that in place, that will help you a lot in your trading over on Nadex. And then we can go over here and we can look at a few of the other markets. Let's check out some of the other indices now that we got everything updated and we're looking at the right months. We got the Russell. It had a big morning down, but finally decided to pull on back up there at the end of the day. And we'll go over and we can look at a couple others. We got NASDAQ. And see, NASDAQ's taking a minute to load, so we'll try a couple of the other ones. And while they're pulling up, let's go ahead and look at the current news for the day. And as I said, we don't have any major news, any major fundamentals. But what I can do is I can load up the deviations for you right here on Tiger TV while I'm going through the fundamentals for the week, because I want to get you, ready to go so you have some good trades in your arsenal for the week to, test out, check out over on the Nadex platform. So let's see what we got right here. Well, we got this coming Monday right here. There's really nothing major coming even tonight that we have that we're planning for. And let's see. Trying to see if we got anything else that we could do maybe even early tomorrow morning as a good potential trade over on the Nadex platform. All right, so what we got in the morning, we're going to have a core retail sales at 8:30 Eastern time. So again, core retail sales right there, 8:30 Eastern. And so I'll go ahead and I'll wrap up all the trades for tomorrow. But we don't have anything tonight or even early tomorrow morning on news. But we do have some stuff coming in that you can take advantage of. And we'll look at what to trade on those announcements based on the impact of those announcements on different currency pairs and markets. We'll be right back after this break.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportions of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what an asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Wealth Management financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Wealth Management, LLC. Member SIPC.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Darrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces. And over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
All right, folks, welcome on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour here over here on TFNN. Don't forget, you can always call in with any of your questions right here. You can reach us at 877-927-6648. Again, that's 877-927-6648. So right now we're doing a quick wrap-up, checking out what's going on with the news today, or really this week. And we got, core retail sales on Wednesday. Just trying to see if we got anything major that we can trade. It's going to be sort of quiet. So today, quiet. Tomorrow, actually early morning. So there is a 5:30 a.m. Report, manufacturing production on the pound dollar. And I'll go through real quick and do, that's either going to be a pound dollar or pound yen report. I'll check out and see which one would be the best one for you. Give you a little bit of a heads up on that. But looking over at them right now, let's see, pound yen's actually looking pretty solid. And it's pretty much tying with the pound dollar just about every time. So on all the reports across there. So you also could do a mix like a euro pound, but pound dollar or pound yen. But pound yen a few other times has actually outperformed. So you may want to be looking at pound dollar or pound yen, either one, to trade that manufacturing production at 5:30 a.m. this coming morning. So tomorrow morning. As far as tomorrow afternoon, there really is nothing. Tomorrow night, we don't really have anything on that's a high impact report. Going on into Wednesday, we'll have core retail sales at 8:30, along with retail sales at 8:30 and import prices at 8:30. So a whole lot of retail sale information there, and I'm going to just try to see again if there's a good report on that one that's going to help us out. So that way you know what currency pair you might want to focus on. But again, get that pound dollar, pound yen for Tuesday. And let's see here, pulling all these up. And I like to see basically, what impact does each pair have on the market. So whenever there's an announcement, like what impact does it have on what specific pair, and which one does that consistently have a medium or high impact on? And if I can see that, that trend, then I can use that to take advantage of it. What I've been noticing lately is that the U.S. yen has actually been a pretty good pair to trade on a lot of the announcements. Like it's actually had a higher impact than most other pairs. And even looking at this one right now, I can see that even though some other pairs have had every once in a while maybe a little higher impact, all in all, day in, day out, week in, week out, the U.S. yen has actually had the highest impact on the core retail sales. So, or retail sales has had the highest impact on the U.S. yen. So 8:30 on Wednesday would be your U.S. yen trade to be checking on out there for when the core retail sells. And that's where you do a straddle or a strangle on Nadex. So you hop in, and if you do a straddle, it's pretty simple. Once you get used to it, I guess it's pretty simple. But if you use the spread scanner, it makes it really simple. And that's sort of the whole point of the spread scanner, is to make a better way to trade Nadex easier to trade. And so if I go in and I pull this up, I'll show you exactly how you'd put one up. Make sure you check out some of the past archives. I actually do go in to how to do a spread and a strangle in a lot more detail. But just to show you this, if we went in and we wanted to do one right now, say on the Aussie dollar, we try to find one that was lined up as closely as possible and with the exact same floor and what we call ceiling. And like I said, if that's new to you, just definitely make sure you do check out some of the archives so that way, you're not, lost whenever you're trying to put all those pieces together. But what you can see right there, it's pretty simple. See, the floor and the ceiling, they touch. And so you can make money if it goes up. You make money if it goes down. You just want it to go somewhere. And so this one right here, you have about a $15 risk on the trade. So as long as it moves up or down 15 pips before expiration at 3 o'clock, then you make money on the trade. So it's a pretty cool trade, pretty simple trade to do, and it's, very timely to do, whenever you're doing it around U.S. news announcements. So that would be, that's doing a straddle. Now, a strangle is when you combine two different binary strikes and that are further apart from each other. So that would be basically what a strangle is, and you can do that on Nadex also. Now, let's see here. Let's go in and look at what other announcements do we have that you could actually be trading for the week. And so that's our core retail sales. Like I said, U.S. yen would be the main focus on that one. And then we are going to get some Aussie dollar, some employment change, some unemployment rate announcements coming out 8:30 on Wednesday evening. And so we got that report to look forward to, so you can obviously trade the Aussie dollar on that. And then we're going to have the LIBOR rate and the monetary policy statement coming out of the U.S. franc, so that could be a decent impact announcement. Going through right now, and I'm pulling up impact reports for you to let you know. And but usually is going to be your U.S. franc. U.S. franc, time and time again is showing that it's one of the better pairs. If you do have access to cross currencies, you can trade it, but you won't have that nice protection in Nadex. So if you want the good straddle strangle, then you're probably going to be looking at the U.S. franc, which it's had some massive moves off this report over the last several releases. So definitely be checking out the U.S. franc for Thursday morning at 4:30. We'll be right back after this break.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Just recently, on December 28th, Market Insight subscribers were advised to go long the QQQ, the NASDAQ 100 ETF, on December 28th at $63.91, and only 2 trading days later, after a huge jump in the markets, Market Insight subscribers were advised to sell the QQQ at $66.64 for a $2.73 or 4.27% profit to start off 2013. At the same time, Tom O'Brien had advised his clients looking for a more leveraged trade that they could have initiated a position in the QLD, the ProShares Ultra QQQ ETF, and over the same 2 trading days, Market Insights subscribers were able to lock in a $4.48 profit or an 8.47% gain in just 1 trade. Get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during your free trial and pay nothing. Don't miss out on the next great trading opportunity in 2013. Act today. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now. Darrell Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Darrell Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
All right, folks, welcome on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour right here on TFNN, and checking out a few things. We got the LIBOR rate on the U.S. front coming out 4:30 a.m. Thursday morning. So that'll be the trade to focus on right there. What do we got at 8:30? We got the USD CAD, one of my favorite trades, right? Whenever we got the CAD and the USD coming together, those trades have just been doing really well lately. And so again, 8:30 a.m. USD CAD, that's Thursday morning. That's when the PPI, the unemployment claims, capacity utilization, core PPI, current account, all come out at the exact same time. Those are both USD and CAD reports. Ought to get some great volatility on that trade. Also, anytime unemployment claims is coming out lately, I've been playing with gold. Gold's been moving a lot because Mr. Bernanke decided to go ahead and tie in unemployment. Even though this is the claims, it still ties in unemployment itself. Tie in unemployment to quantitative easing. So therefore, anytime that number's going up or down, gold likes to move. So I like to do straddles and strangles on gold as well on unemployment claims on Thursday morning. So I'll be looking for a gold trade and a USD CAD trade. Did both of those last week, and they both worked out great. Let's go ahead and check out. So that wraps up our Thursday right there. Let's see what we got for Friday. And right here on Friday afternoon, what we got is the core CPI, 8:30 a.m. on Friday morning. And my guess is USD yen. I'm going to pull the report real quick. I'm going to let you know. But I'm going to see right here what is going to look like the best report for us, or best, pair for us to trade on that core CPI. And let's see here. We got a USD yen doing pretty good. Pound dollar, USD yen, USD yen. A little bit of a mixed bag of results, but USD yen over and over again showing just consistent, movement, impact on the U.S. announcements right there. So it's sort of like if you don't know what else, it seems lately that USD yen sort of seems to be winning out. And I'm sure that has a lot to do with all the monetary policies and everything going on over in Japan right now. Combined with the crazy monetary stuff going on right here. So that gives you a core CPI trade right there, USD yen on Friday. And looking on over here, what else we got at 9:55 Friday? I'm going to look at one more report for you and see. We got the preliminary University of Michigan consumer sentiment, and that is a Friday afternoon, so I'm going to be a little more cautious on that. A lot of times we can get some, quiet activity. And let's see here. USDN looks okay, but not massive. I would probably avoid the report as far as not avoiding it for trading altogether, but I wouldn't straddle or strangle that one on Friday. Now, one of the things I've been talking to you a lot about lately, all right, and we need to make sure that you're checking this every day, hopping on over to the New York Fed org website, looking at the open market operations. They don't have any kind of temporary today, but you do want to be aware of their operations that are happening each and every day. Today they did, about $1 billion in operations. Nothing new, nothing to write home about. Not special, okay. But what is important is, and that's a pretty small number. That's on their lower end of the scale. All right, it's not the lowest end, but it's on the lower end. Friday they didn't have it, and so you actually saw the market. Even though the great news came out, there was no bond buying to support it. And then you saw the market do that big pullback after that great unemployment number came out, so-called great number came out. The market just pulled right on back. So, because they didn't have that bond buying kicking on in and keeping it strong. What do we got going on this week? So, I'll give you a little, maybe we'll start a little New York Fed update as well. It's part of the Diagnostic Trading Hour here, so you're staying on top of that. And we got regular bond buying today. Goes down a little bit tomorrow. Wednesday, nothing special. But then Friday, we're going to step it on up to Mr. Bernanke decides he's going to go ahead and indebt the U.S. by another $2.75 to $3.5 billion. And that's Thursday, actually. Thursday, he's putting that into place. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, business as usual. Okay? But Thursday, it steps up. Friday, he's going to jack that thing all the way up to around $5 billion, $5.5, $6 billion. So we're going from 4.75 to 5.75 billion is the estimated pumping of the well going to be happening on Friday. So be aware of that. Be careful shorting that. What else do we got going on Friday? Well, we talk about fundamentals. We talk about technical, seasonals. Well, this is a seasonal, okay? First and middle of the month, you can account for all of the gains in the Dow, okay? If you take the first few days, and it's like, I want to say it's the last 3 days of the month, the first 2 days of the month, and the middle 3 days of the month, trading days. That accounts for all the gains in the Dow. Why? Well, because you have a seasonal cycle. What happens on the beginning and end of the month? People get paid, okay? They get paid. Their money goes into their 401k out of their paychecks, right? And that money goes into mutual funds. And that money goes into stocks. All right? So that pumps the market. It's like its own little QE in the first and middle of the month. Been going on for, quite a while. So since they had the 401k thing and everything put into place. So that cycle is in effect, and you had the Fed pumping in, and you have a Friday payday, and you have a second week of the month payday. So you got a second week of the month payday, you got a middle of the month payday, you got a Friday payday, and you got a massive, I think this may be one of the biggest, if not the biggest Fed pump days it is the biggest Fed pump day of the month. Okay? Friday, March 15th. So that's a lot of money flowing in that is flowing, okay? Bringing bonds down and stocks up, same day, coming together. Might you want to look at possibly buying on Friday? I don't know, but you always want to be aware of the fundamentals. You want to be aware of the seasonals. And myself, yeah, I'm going to look at buying on Friday. Now, I'm going to look at the charts. The charts are king. The charts rule. You always submit to the charts, okay? But I'm aware that there's a lot of money coming in that's going to power a lot of things on Friday. And I'm not going to bet the house on it, okay? I'm not going to be stupid and just throw a bunch of money in and not have a stop loss. I'm going to trade with Nadex because my trade is my stop. I can't get stopped out. I can buy on Friday. I can let it do its thing. I don't have to worry about getting a stop hit out. I can define my risk. And I can say, hey, as long as the charts don't look like completely negative towards this outlook, and I see any kind of hint in the up move, well, I got a lot of fundamentals behind me. I got seasonals behind me. And now I'm going to use my statistics on my deviations to manage my profits. So very, very simple way to trade. And I'll probably be placing the trade on my iPhone because I'm going to be out in San Mateo. All right. So, and I love to trade Nadex, by the way. You can trade it on your iPhone. You can trade it on your Windows phone. You can trade it on your Android phone. And if you are in the Cali area, if you're going to be out around San Francisco, San Mateo is just outside of San Fran there, go ahead and hop out over to tfn.com. Click on the Dynamic Trading Strategies Workshop right there on the home page. Okay, free live workshop. Click on that, fill in your information, hit submit. It's free. Nadex is paying the way. And Tommy and I are giving away subscriptions. We're giving away silver coins. We're giving away books. So we're giving away a lot of different things, a lot of things just to make it fun. But what we're going to do is we're going to go over, Dan Cook from Nadex is going to be out there. So you can get to, meet an official rep from Nadex. And Tommy O'Brien's going to be there talking about identifying trades. I'm going to talk about binaries, spreads, combining it with the deviation levels to help you manage profits, look for potential reversals and how I put all that together. We're going to go into, setting up the trade. So how do you put the whole trade plan together? We're also going to talk about, just risk and money management. So not only risk management, but also money management. So how do you manage your risk and how do you manage your profit? And we'll wrap it on up, but it'll be live in person. Ask all the questions you want. We had a great event out in Denver. We had a great one in Tampa, and we're looking forward to have a great one over in California. And so definitely make sure that you are hopping on there and registering. And so I'll be out there in California. That's going to be Saturday, okay? So you want to make sure you do register to save your seat. It is free, but you do have to have a seat saved in advance by registering. So make sure you go ahead and take advantage of that right now. And again, it's going to be there in person. And we're actually I'm going to be heading out a little bit early. I'm going to be heading out Wednesday. It's my 9th year wedding anniversary. And so my wife and I are going to go out there and just enjoy ourselves, go out and check out the redwoods and just, do some sightseeing and just, have a good time, take a few days off. And, I'll still do a little trading, of course, from the phone. But definitely check that out, register for that. And then to get a head start, don't wait until you get there to first learn about Nadex, okay? Next thing I want you to do is I want you to hop on over to the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer. Click on this. You get a 2-week free trial. Okay, click on that right there. Fill in the information. That's going to log you in. You're going to get access to all the basic tutorials on Nadex, okay? So we're going to go step by step. Just how do you put it together, all right? The spreads, the platform, just how does it work? Because if you have some of the basics down, now I'm going to go over basics when you're there. But if you have the basics down when you get there, you know what the quality of your questions is going to be for yourself. I don't mind if you're coming in and asking me what a binary is. But for you to take the biggest advantage you can of it, you need to go through these. I mean, these are like 15-minute tutorials. They're not hard, okay? But they're going to make sure you understand the basics. So when you show up and you're like, well, I don't get this piece or how this works or how can I take advantage of that? You're going to have better questions and basically the time is going to be better used for yourself. And so I look forward to meeting a bunch of you out there in person. And you'll also be able to try out the spread scanner and you'll be able to try out the deviation levels. So, and it really is a good thing to get some of this down just a little bit, okay, before you come out. And not that it's required. You can come out green as can be and never touched it. It's nice when you already know something about what somebody's talking about because then you can, really soak it in versus it all being brand new the first time you've heard it. So I just want you to get the most out of the event, and it's a great way for you to do it. Now, the other thing you need to do is hop on over on TFNN, and right there on their homepage, there I have a link to Nadex. Click on that Nadex banner. Go ahead and click on Create Account and go from start to funded. Okay, when I say funded, I'm talking about $100 to fund a live account. All right. Now, do you need to put more than $100 in there? Probably. Can you trade with as little as $100 in there? Yes. So I place trades all the time for $10, $15, $20, $30. All right. Per contract. Now, you can do one contract or you can do 100 contracts, but, you can do small trades, which, you should be doing small trades when you're starting out. And speaking of when you're starting out, hop on over to our products on the Nadex site there and click on the demo account. You can get a demo account as well. And put in your username, your first name, your last name, your phone number, your email address. And it takes 15 seconds to get a demo set up. And you can always, if you want to email me here at TFNN, email's on the website there. But I'll let you know how to get that demo extended. They give you an initial 2 weeks. I'll let you know how to get that extended past the 2 weeks. If you want to send me an email, if you need to get access to that, be glad to help you out and let you know the way to make that happen. But so definitely get a demo account, get a live account, sign up for the Box Spread Analyzer, register for San Mateo, and let's help you, have a good trading year. So, there's a whole new environment. There's a lot of things going on that you've been trying to figure out how to adjust your trading plan to. And I mean, just if you're honest, you've been trying to figure out how to adjust, how to make it work with everything that's been happening in the markets. And this gives you, excellent leverage. I was talking to Jill the other night, and we were actually going into a few different things. on Nadex, and she was talking about some questions that come up. And, one person was like, well, I don't know about like this, maybe this caps your profits. And I'm like, okay, well, one, let's look at reality. 100 pips, 300 pips wide. So I don't know about you, but I don't know too many people would be upset about grabbing 100 pips in a day. Or, the S&P, 10 to 30 pips, depending upon 10 to 30 points. So even if grabbing 10 points on a single stretch on an entry to exit, one on any given day on the S&P, that's a good day. So, it's sort of interesting when people come out to these conferences, they have a bunch of ideas, and it's cool, but we talk about the reality. They have some thoughts in their head, but it's like, you know what, listen, if you can grab 10 points on the S&P E-minis, but you can do it with a lot better leverage, who cares that it's only 10? And if you want to uncap it and have unlimited, we're going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about how to not have a cap on your Nadex trades by combining them with futures and forex. So you could actually buy the S&P, you could sell the spreads to hedge, you could have completely defined risk, and you close it out if that spread makes maximum profit, and it helps cover your risk on your S&P E-minis with a high coverage level. You know exactly what your risk will be when you get in, and you don't have any cap. So there are solutions to anything that you have out there. I can probably answer most of the questions that you have, either live or here on the radio show. Just let me know what they are, and I'll be glad to help you out. I've been trading this day in and day out for quite a long time now, and I just love helping people on it, helping them come to understand how to best and most effectively trade it. All right. Well, so that wraps up how to get going on Nadex. You got your plan set up for the week. So when I'm out for a couple days, then you'll know what pairs to be focusing on. You can always go back and check out the archive and to get the details on that as well. Now let's go through and let's look at what's going on in the markets individually. And we can see right here, we're going to go ahead and, as I told you, anytime we're looking over here at the diagnostic deviation levels, what we're doing is we're checking out, okay, when the 10-minute bar breaks and closes above the deviation level. So right there we would have had a trailing stop, and then this bar closed above the deviation level. When it did, then we got our stop right here. So we're out of the Aussie dollar right now, expecting it to be flat, choppy, or go south at this point. Looking on over. Looking at, let's go ahead and knock out our indices real quick. I know we've had a little bit of movement right there, but there's not a massive movement on the S&P. It's still trying to reach that 0.5 deviation level. So you got a difficult trade on your hands. It's just it's been a quiet market. You could tighten your stops. You may be tightening them too soon. At this point in the day, 2 o'clock, I'd probably be looking to tighten my stops up pretty close, somewhere around 1548 or so, if I'm still long on the S&P. Now, if we hop on over, we'll check out some of the other markets right here. Let's check out the and what I'll do is I'll wrap through the other markets in the last segment here when we come back from this break. So stay right there. We'll be right back after this break.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments.
Join David White as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
All right, folks, welcome on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. And what we're doing is we're checking out right now, just looking at all the markets, seeing just sort of, how you can manage stocks, take profits, everything else right here. All right, so the NASDAQ just being sort of choppy, moving on down, moving on up, not doing a whole lot for you. The Russell, same thing, nothing that impressive. The Dow, however, being a little bit more active this morning. So we can go on over, let's check that out. And on the Dow this morning, you had a couple of nice opportunities to move on up. Finally, right here, you moved up your stops. We got a stop right now just sitting just below the low, 14,352 right there. So looking at about 14,3, 53, 14,349. I'd be where your long stop would be. Or, you could just take it off. You hit 0.7 deviation, starting to pull back. And none of the other indices are really showing that kind of strength. So I'd probably look into just get out at this point. You're seeing divergences happening across the board. So it'd be easy place for a pullback. But, at least right here, this gives you room to let your profits run. And that's the big goal of using the deviation levels, is use it to let your profits run. Okay? And that right there, so we tighten again. And so if it does take off, hey, you get to capture it. And you don't really give up that much P&L between the two. So we'll look at that. Let's see. Oil, we had a little bit of movement in today. We'll go ahead and check that out. As you'll notice, it went on down over here. And that bar closed below. And we can see that we didn't really have another chance to pull it back. So we would have got out right about here, unless you were trading, like I said, at deviations. But you at least captured a good chunk of that move. And then right on over, we'll go in, check out natural gas. And on natural gas right there, it also moved on down and closed out right there. So you could have, got out of your stop right here. And we can go in, we can look over at some of our, we had corn moving a little bit this morning. So we'll check out corn. Corn was moving on up and right here. Would have got stopped out right there on corn, so out. So got a good chunk of that move. Got a solid deviation move out of corn this morning. And we can go down. Let's see. We'll check out a couple other things real quick. We'll go in and look at gold. And gold's been pretty quiet overall for the day, but let's go ahead and pull it all up. And right there, yeah, we hadn't got a full half deviation, so it's just been chopped. Nothing big happening. Nice thing about Nadex is you don't get chopped up when you get chopped. And I did have one gold trade on. It was nice this morning. It worked out. But, this gold sort of pulled up and then pulled on back there at the end. But we can go and look at a few of the currency pairs. We'll go in and check out. Let's see. We got Aussie yen right here. See, it's pulling up. So we'll see if it pulls on back there at the end. We're going over looking at the euro dollar. And euro dollar right now still not moving that much. So a lot of activity there on Aussie yen. Pound dollar. So going down now. We can see right here. We can zoom in on that one. And you can notice that it did move on down. Finally got a good solid close right there. Closed above, knocked out, and then moved on up. So right there we did have basically a sign to take profit on the trade. And so at this point we took profit there on a pound dollar trade. And based on your trailing take profit using the deviations. And then going over, we got pound dollar, we got Aussie dollar, we got US Canadian. Let's check out the US Canadian right here. And on the USD CAD, that basically was pretty solid, pretty close on the money there. And again, you can get access to these levels every day. Okay, so again, every day you can get access to them. They get posted at 7:15 for the following day. So we post them on Sunday at 7:15 for Monday, right there inside the Diagnostic Trading Hour section of TFNN. So make sure to register for the San Mateo Conference. Check out the 2-week trial on the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer, and sign up for your Nadex account. I look forward to seeing some of you this coming Saturday. All right, y'all have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow right here. Stay tuned. We have another great show coming up for you right after this.
Let me tell you something, folks. I have people coming up to me saying, I just can't believe the amount of work that Steve does on his newsletter. And I says, I absolutely agree.
That is a recent clip from the Money Masters show that Tom and I do each day at TFNN. My newsletter service, Mastering Probability, is much, much more than a newsletter. Yes, it's outperformed the S&P 500 by 100% during the last 15 months. But more importantly, it's an extraordinary education, a roadmap for your success. And it's yours risk-free for the next 30 days. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and then Mastering Probability, because everyone needs a success strategy. For most, it's a competitive edge, the will to win, the drive to overcome any obstacle. Whatever you call it, winners find a way. Find your way to Mastering Probability today, because your journey to extraordinary rewards is just one click away.